Well, good afternoon, one and all. And at the outset, I want to say that I respect the decision made by the National Party room today. And I wish Barnaby Joyce all the best as leader of the National Party. I have been honoured to serve the National Party as its leader for the past 3 years. I have been privileged and humbled to do that. The National Party has been the party for regional people for more than 100 years. It will go on, irrespective of who is the leader, to be that party with the regional voice, that party that looks after the interests and concerns, cares of regional people. The party is important. The National Party has always been more than the individual, and that is why I very much respect the decision taken by my colleagues today. I thank my colleagues for giving me the privilege of serving them as their leader for the past 3 years. It has been a deep honour to have been the Deputy Prime Minister, Minister for Transport, Infrastructure and Regional Development during that time, 3 1/3 years. It truly has. And I've worked well with Scott Morrison to ensure that we've had good and stable government in such challenging times, times that no one could have imagined. There's been drought, there's been bushfires, there's been cyclones, storms, floods, and of course COVID-19. And all through it, we have been a good and responsible government. I've been proud to serve alongside Scott Morrison in that time, and I regard him as a friend. I regard him as a true leader of our nation, and I will go on supporting the coalition government, the Liberals and Nationals, to continue to serve this nation. We've been a good government. Since 2013, we have delivered for Australians. I'm so humbled. I'm just a boy from Mara. When I was born in 1964, Mara probably had just a few more than 100 people. That's all. And to think that a country with a village of more than 100 people can have somebody from that village serve them as the Deputy Prime Minister shows what a great country this is. It is such a great country. It is such a humbling privilege. And I'm really pleased that I leave the leadership of the National Party and the Deputy Prime Ministership with the love of my wife, Catherine, and the respect of our 3 children. Catherine and I we've got 3 lovely children, Georgina, Alexander and Nicholas. And they have served us so well as kids. They've done so very well. And that is my greatest achievement. That is our greatest achievement, having 3 beautiful children. I want to acknowledge the fact that this has been a democratic decision, and I accept it. I do accept it. And this is the way politics is. Is it disappointing? Well, yes, of course it is. Will I continue to serve the people of the Riverina? Of course I will. I'll take some time to think about my future, but it's also a humbling privilege to represent the people of the Riverina in this role as member for Riverina. They've sent me to Parliament to do a job, and I've done that to the best of my ability, always. My old school, St Michael's Regional High School, had the motto, do what you do well, and I've attempted to do that in every respect of the way, and I'm proud of what I've been able to achieve. I flew to Roma just the other day, and as I alighted from the plane, the person who was the flight attendant grabbed me by the arm just gently and said, "Thank you for my job." She said, "I realised that without you I wouldn't have a job." She said, "You've kept planes in the air and that means my job, and I do thank you." And it's those little anecdotes that make you very humbled by what you've been able to do, by making sure that we had that assistance for aviation, by making sure that when I took over in 2018 we had a $50 billion infrastructure package. It's now $110 billion supporting 100,000 people. 100,000 people, 100,000 families, and I'm very proud of that. Probably one of the greatest experiences I've had was to go up to Rookwood Weir in the electorate of the member for Flynn, just neighbouring the electorate of Capricornia there just the other day, and see 100 people working, 50 dozers pushing dirt around, building a wall that is 202 metres wide and 5 stories high, making sure that we get the water for resources and agriculture and all of those things on the Fitzroy. That has been a great achievement. I said in my maiden speech back in October 2010, I wanted to build water infrastructure. The job's not finished, but the job is well and truly started. And I know that the government will continue that infrastructure building, particularly in water, with the $3.5 billion National Water Grid fund. And I'm proud of that. I'm proud of what I've been able to achieve. I'm proud of the fact that the Murray-Darling Medical School is in place, training doctors from start to finish, and that has been a big achievement of mine because there were people who weren't so much in favour of that, and I made sure that it happened. And I want to wish my colleagues all the very best. I want to wish the National Party all the very best. I want to wish the government all the very best because it has been the government which has made sure that we've had that practical responsibility of getting the job done, and people out in Australia at the moment, they're not so much interested in the machinations that go on here in the bubble. What they want is the bread and butter issues addressed, and that's what we're doing. That's what we've always done. I'm proud to have been a part of that.